Excuse me. Hello, this is Vanessa again. Vanessa Howie, ACE Certified Personal Trainer. My credentials here. If you want to go to the acefitness.org website to confirm that, you're welcome to do so. Today I'm going to be doing what I call a beginner challenges workout. And a beginner exerciser is basically someone that has not exercised for more than 6 months in a 6-month period or more. So if it's been years since you exercised and you're trying to get back into it, then you are a beginner. Whether you may realize it or not, your fitness gains when you stopped exercising, they will drop down to very minimal. And so when you first start exercising, you need to start out at a beginner level, modifying every single thing until you realize that it's no longer tough or challenging for you. And then you can stair-step it up, increase the intensity or the level of fitness that you are doing for that particular exercise. Excuse me. There are several pieces of equipment or props that I'll be using for this and that you can use. One is a kettlebell. One I showed in one of my previous videos, or another video of mine, the kettlebell workout. Another piece of equipment or prop is a Bosu. The stability ball. And 2 sets of tubing, extra light and medium. Yes, it fell. It happens. And so, yes, these 4 props technically, with the tubing is 2 different resistance, 2 different types. So I still consider it as one because each of them is tubing. So the first exercise is a lunge rotation with an overhead press. And if you saw in my previous video on how to rack the kettlebell, then you'll remember this from that video. So you're going to start with your feet close to hip distance, so somewhat like this. You don't want to go out wide because you're going to be lunging forward in just a moment. So I'm having the kettlebell or the dumbbell. If you do not have a kettlebell, a dumbbell works just as well. Okay? And as you can see, I have an array of equipment here. So, what you do is, the hand that the weight is in, the opposite leg is going to lunge forward. Excuse me. It does not need to be a long stride, meaning it doesn't have to be way out here. It doesn't have to be that way. Unless you want to have that challenge, that is entirely up to you. This leg, left leg, is going to lunge forward. I'm going to take a narrow stride, rotate. The weight is in the front heel on this one. Press overhead, the weight in the hand. Pressing into the foot on the front leg. And when I press into that foot, I'm keeping the weight in the heel. And I'm literally popping my toes up, as you can see in this video. And those that have wrist issues, they will feel it right there in the wrist. Use the dumbbell instead. Don't use a kettlebell. Or those that have weak wrists. They're not very strong in the wrist. Use a dumbbell instead. Or you can omit the weight entirely and just do the motion. That's fine too. This is a workout that is designed to get you back into the motion on switching legs, switching arms. This workout is designed to get you back into the feel of actually doing exercise. And you'll notice I don't have music set to this. I don't have music in any of the videos going to this. Copyright infringements, don't you just love it? I would play video music from Pandora in the background. I would. Ordinarily, that's what I do when I do this type of stuff. When I put the weight in front, put the leg in front, the opposite leg, I'm putting the weight in the front heel. But with this one, this particular type of video, I'm releasing everything. If I have music in the background, it needs to be music that I created. And since I haven't created any kind of music of any kind, I only have what is on my little playlist on my phone, and that's all copyrighted material. I'd have to pay a lot of money to allow it to be presented on here. So you're welcome to play the music while you watch this video. I have no problem with that. Okay, push-ups on the Bosu. Now, wonderful Bosu. Well, some people don't think of it that way. Some days I don't either. If you're having difficulty getting down onto the floor, use a chair or a step to help get you down. So hold on to that and get you down. If you shouldn't be on your knees, then don't do this one on your knees, okay? So you can do it where you're elevated higher or up against a wall doing this exercise. If the knees feel uncomfortable when you're in this position, then put a towel, blanket, something cushioned underneath your knees to help support it. I'm wearing the brace because my knees are not quite as comfortable doing all the lunge and lower body activities that they ordinarily would, but I can get down, I can get up. It's just, it looks a little awkward when I do it. Your thumbs are going to be in the grooves there, as I mentioned in the Bosu workout video. For beginners, you want to do this tabletop thing right here. Okay, I'm going to try to get it into view. Now, if you find, most people find that when they're doing this, their face is directly over this middle dot, the air hole, so to speak. So you don't want your face to be over there. You want your chest to be over that dot. Your face should be looking at the design there, or the word Bosu if you haven't flipped around. So, this is the beginner position. The intermediate position, legs are going to go further out. Your chest stays where it is on this one. Stays where it is. Advanced, come up here. And the super fancy people, come up here. Okay? I'm going to start with the beginner, and then I'm going to move to intermediate. Okay? And I'm not going to do the full set. I'm going to do like 5 or so and show you how it's done. Bend your elbows out to the side. I'm going to shift myself slightly so that you can see the form that I have with this. Bend the elbows out to the side, or poke the elbows out to the side. Bend those arms. And then at first come halfway down. That's fine. Now I'm getting more acclimated to it. I'm shifting my knees back, and I'm going to realign my chest over that dot. There it is. You've got to tuck those abdominals in. Really squeeze them hard. Yep. And over time, during this set, you may find that your face ends up over that dot. Readjust yourself and continue to do it with good form. That was the push-ups with the Bosu. Excuse me. Stability ball lunges. Yeah, if I have a small prop with a little assistance, I can get myself up without looking all awkward and funky. Okay. For my stability ball lunges, feet about hip distance apart. It doesn't matter which leg you lunge with because you're going to be rotating to that side anyway. And we have to do both legs. I'm going to lunge with this leg first, my right leg. For those of you that are in TV land and maybe flipped. So, small stride is what I'm taking. Rotate. Push into the front heel. You got to bend both knees to get yourself down there. There you go. And if you're finding that this is challenging your balance too much, release the ball. And put your hands on your hips like this. It would be this type of exercise here. It still challenges the balance, but it doesn't do it as intensely as the stability ball does. Changing leg, left leg is going to come forward. Lunge forward, small stride, and now I had to adjust that stride because I went a little too far. Lunge. Ooh, sorry about that. I just had lunch. Wanted to make sure I had enough energy to do this video. One more. Push. Okay. Putting that down. Okay. Overhead press with tubing. Excuse me. Using the extra light tubing. This is not a particular name brand. I just happened to go, and I think I bought it online. When I buy things online, I buy things from the retailers where there is the highest positive feedback. And the price, being within my budget. Being budget friendly. If you don't want a lot of resistance, put one foot in. If you want a slight challenge, put both feet in. I'm looking for a moderate challenge to slight challenge. I want to show the beginner people how to do it. Put the back foot forward in through. On my resistance band video, I showed you why you want to put the foot forward. And if you do want to see why I put the foot forward like this, refer to that video, please. Curl, open it up, and I want to shift to the side slightly so that you see that the handles are in line with my ears. I discussed that in that resistance tubing video as well. Push. Since we're doing both hands at the same time, we don't need to switch sides. We're doing both simultaneously. Now, if you really want to challenge yourself, you could do this motion here. But notice that my hands, they got fatigued, so they went lower. So they didn't stay up here. That's why I want to do both at the same time. Because if I get fatigued, I come here and I rest a minute. And then I go back into it. And resting during a set, that is okay too. I tell my clients all the time, if you need to rest during a set, it's okay. As long as you don't give up and say, forget it, I'm going home. All right. That's it on that exercise. The next one, turn the page. The next one is the elevator lunges with tubing. It looks similar to the stability ball lunges that I did earlier. Only I'm not going to be lunging forward and stepping back. I'm going to be in this position and I will stay here the whole time. That's why it's called elevator lunge, because you just go up and down like an elevator. Because at some point in their life, all of my clients have been on one type of elevator or another. An elevator, all it does is go up and down. Unless it's in the Harry Potter movies and then they go side to side. Okay. I'm not going to take a massive stride like this. The longer the length, the stride, the more challenging the balance will be. I don't want a super balance challenge. That's another video altogether. What I want is a moderate challenge. And I'm going to loop my hands through. On the resistance tubing video, I believe I show this exercise and I show other ways that you can grab onto the tubing without having to go through the handles with your hands. Weight in the front heel, bend both knees. It doesn't have to be a large bend, a massive move. That's not necessary. I'm exhaling as I push. Okay, and I'm going to come down. I'm going to release that tubing, but keep it in my hands. Because I'm going to switch sides and bring the tubing over to the other side. Get the other leg into position. Hands in the hand through the handles. Choke it down. stand up, shoulder blades together. So you don't want to have this posture here. You want to be upright, standing up tall. Yeah, you got to embrace that core. Bend the knees. A subtle bend sometimes is all it needs. Literally, a tiny bend. I've seen clients that do this. Teeny little bend. And their legs are on fire at the end of 15. They can hardly walk or do anymore. Because they've had desk jobs most of their career and now they're retired. And so they haven't used the leg muscles in a while. I'm releasing the tubing completely. And a little bit of advice, when you release the tubing, when it's fully engaged like this, you never want to lift up and just let it flop like that. Those people that have like the flat kids shoes or whatever brand it is, where you lift up and the tubing rolls and flies up in the air like that, you can hurt yourself. Please be safe with this. Okay. Tricep push-ups on the Bosu. I showed this exercise on the Bosu video. I will briefly go over some form points, but briefly. If you want to see more extent, form tips, refer to my Bosu video, the Bosu workout video. The one or two middle fingers, I'm going to put them in the grooves right there. Now, your elbows and your wrist are going to be facing your body. Okay, so I don't want them to be out like that. I want them in. Beginner position, your chest over that dot. Beginner position, intermediate, still chest over the dot. Advanced, super fancy people. You know who you are. Use the method that works for you. Use the level that works for you. Now I'm going to bend my elbows into my waist. Exhale as you push. Push your hands into the Bosu. Push your hands into the Bosu. Push. And on this one you may notice that I'm elevating my feet even at the knees. Even after the knees. And the reason being, I'm releasing. The reason being, when you do this motion here, and you don't have the feet involved, they're not doing this, there's a smaller percentage of weight, a smaller percentage is being subtracted out of the equation. If you use full body, anything that is tilting forward has to be pressed back. So you using that motion, if you take the legs out of it, from the knee down, it makes it easier. You put the knees in. I was feeling it about 5 to 10% more when I had the feet involved. Even though the knees were on the floor, everything was tilted front. And so what you tilt forward, you have to tilt back or push back. Okay. Oh, I think I need this one again. Okay. V-sit with arm sweep. This one is not as hard as several of the exercises I've had on here. So, I'm going to do this at an angle so that you can see what it is that I am doing. It's easy to get down from here. Sometimes it's just difficult to get up. Especially with this cushioning thing. Lord. Okay. Alright. So, start out sitting up tall. Get everything adjusted. Sitting up tall. And what you do, the beginners, you're just going to stay here, have the arms crossed over the body. That's fine. Intermediate, you're going to have your hands here. Advanced, you can have them up high if you want. So beginners, you'll be doing this motion here. Just leaning back and up. Just this motion. Okay? Oh, and if when you're doing this exercise, if it bothers your low back, then either scoot further down and try it. And if it still bothers your low back, don't do it. Do it on the floor. Do a crunch, a sit-up on the floor. Intermediate, have the hands out. And I'm going to sweep towards the camera. So when you're doing the exercise, you sweep to the side, and up. Other side. Sweep to the side and up. So I am trying to have my gaze following my hand. Now, for those that are balance challenged, this may be difficult for you. For those that have vertigo, this may be difficult for you. If it is difficult, then just do this motion instead. Sweep the arm out to the side. You're still going to be working the oblique, but it won't be as difficult for you. Advanced people, sweeping, reaching up. Sweeping, reaching up. This will work the abdominals a bit more, but it also works the arms because you have to hold your arms up here. Trust me, the arms will get fatigued after a while you doing that. So, sweeping back and front, back and front. Okay, get myself up here. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Okay. All right. It looks like we are at the end of this video. Wow, this stuff really goes by. And if you do enjoy this video, please like it. And also if you enjoyed it, subscribe. I really hope that you have a really great day. Thank you.